So, I'm going to quickly run through the outlook for this week and probably the next week as well. Um, as usual, I'm going to start with my higher time frame from the DXY and just going to flip full screen. So, on the monthly time frame, I've been referring to this monthly FUG for past 3 weeks as my main objective on price, and that was my main draw for the previous outlooks as well. So, as you can see, we have reached my draw on liquidity. And once we've reached inside that monthly FUG, we've continued to push up. And then now I've noted down two different draws inside this monthly FUG as well, because then I feel like we will most likely claim most of this monthly FUG before we start seeing some bearish structure from the DXY. So on my daily time frame, I've got a volume imbalance as my first draw on liquidity, which we most likely are going to just touch in the Asia session, and then just above that is I've got a weekly buy side liquidity. So this weekly buy side liquidity came from the tap into this weekly FEG, and I think after we claim this weekly buy side liquidity, then I would be open to looking for shorts, and I would be more comfortable with seeing bearish structure in DXY. So on my higher time frame for just tomorrow, intraday trading basis, I've noted in this a daily OB which was created from Thursday last week, and since now we've validated this OB because this candle is closed above this a candle, down close candle here, so this OB is now validated. So I would like for tomorrow for us to come down to here and then go up and continue to head towards our buy side liquidity target. So that's DXY on the higher time frame, and then how you translate that into your lower time frames is I'm just going to start from the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, I've got that daily OB I just pointed out. So this is the top, so this is the wick of the daily OB. So just cross that one. Inside that daily OB, we've got multiple hour 4 fair value gaps, which is just a draw on price. If price is retraced back down, it's going to respect one of these FEGs. Right now, we don't need to stress ourselves about which OB is going to respect. We just sit and wait until we see price come down to this FEG or this FEG, and then it starts showing bullish market structure in the 15 or the 5 minute time frame, and then you can start looking for a long on DXY. But just for a rough idea on what I expect for tomorrow would be probably come into this daily volume imbalance, come down to one of these FEGs, and then push up towards this buy side liquidity target, which was our weekly buy side liquidity. Although I do favour a retracement back down to one of these to actually give me the entry to join in the long for DXY. We don't realistically need that. As you can see from what I said yesterday was I had noted down this hour 4 fair value gap down here, and I did say we don't need that retracement. We did get a wee bit of retracement, but we didn't actually get the fully retracement inside the FEG, which would have confirmed which would have offered me a better opportunity to buy without being more hesitant on price returning back down. But once price had disrespected, to be honest, on the hourly time frame, this high here, I knew there was no point of us coming back down because before they closed above this high and made our market structure shift. So stuff like that is how you can tell if market's actually going to come back down to respect that POI or not. But for tomorrow, we don't need that retracement, but I will favour a retracement like this as shown, but it could also just go straight up to our buy side liquidity target, or price tomorrow may just decide to accept this daily volume imbalance as a strong liquidity and just start heading down and target this daily FEG. But then that will come once we maybe create a low here, we retrace up, and then we break this low again. So this low will get broken again, and then we can target for this daily FEG. But that's more unlikely scenario to happen. this is what I favour more, and this is what's most likely going to happen tomorrow. Going to head towards this buy side liquidity target. So that's for DXY. On SPX, I've got again on the daily time frame. With SPX, once we start consolidating like this, you need to be careful because it can go 50-50, and without solid confirmation and the higher time frame supporting what the narrative is, it's quite difficult to get a trade in the right direction. So although yesterday I did say that we want a tap into this weekly FVG, and once we had close below Friday's low on the 4 hour time frame, so it was pretty much going to be confirmed that we're going to go for the weekly FVG again. But I will show you the lower time frame. It doesn't look that clear just because we have now closed. Just because we've closed below Friday's low, but then we've also retraced way higher up than I wanted us to, which basically gives SPX is telling you that it's a 50-50 chance again for tomorrow. So you're better just to wait out till one of these, either we take out this low here or we tap into this weekly FVG. So once this is tapped, you know this is going to be the next target. Once this gets swept, you know this is the next target. So you rather just wait until one draw gets taken, and then that will increase your probability of getting the next draw correct. So tomorrow I'm a bit uncertain on what's actually going to happen, but then if I was going to pick, it would just be now this. I would just favour us going down into this weekly FVG again and taking out this still slight liquidity, and then head up towards this weekly FVG. And how that looks on the 4 hour time frame is like this. So on the 4 hour time frame, this morning we respected this hour for OB. We swept some internal buy side liquidity, and then we've now landed ourselves into this hour 4 OB. This hour 4 OB has already been mitigated, but then we do have so on the 2 hour time frame, we've still got this FVG that still could possibly get filled, and then we push lower towards this previous weekly low, which is inside the weekly FVG. So this was Friday's low from what I said in yesterday's outlook. We've closed below that on the 4 hour time frame, but then the scenario that I had planned was we just close below and we leave an FVG open, but we've not really left an FVG open, so it doesn't make much sense for us to come down here or go up there. It's just most likely going to consolidate, and then the draw may become clear. It's just better just to wait for one draw to get taken. But for tomorrow, just for SPX, if I was going to tell myself what's going to happen, it would just be taking out some buy side liquidity above this wick and then push towards the previous weekly low. So that's pretty much it for SPX. And for EG, I was bullish. So yeah, on EG on the daily time frame, with respect to this daily OB, and I would like us to head towards this high and then also this weekly FVG in the next coming weeks. So EG is pretty clear for the next few weeks, and for EG I would just stick to the higher time frames. I wouldn't go below 1 hour time frame if you're on an intraday basis, because if you're getting into a trade from DXY, you only need to look at the 4 hour time frame or the 1 hour time frames on EG and tell yourself, is this 4 hour candle going to be bullish or bearish, and then choose a pair from there which aligns best with DXY outlook. So that's pretty much my outlooks for tomorrow and the coming weeks. I say coming weeks because this week we're most likely going to take this, or we're going to take this, and whichever one gets taken, we're going to target the next draw next. So it's pretty much simple. You rather just wait until again one draw gets taken. And for DXY, once this is taken, I will start looking for bearish market structure, and then hopefully get longs in EU and GU. If I was going to quickly run over JPYX. This pair itself is a joke. Yeah, it's just been back and forth and back and forth. It's quite unpredictable to even trade. So I've avoided the yen pairs completely right now because first we're consolidating, second we're in at the lowest point we've ever been. So there's nothing to lift on my chart for me to then value it up and mark up an outlook. So it's pretty much very uncertain. But yeah, that's it for this week. I will send my drawn up outlooks on Notion as well right after this.